What is going on? How is everybody doing today? Hope everybody's had a good day, and I hope everybody had a good week last week, and I hope everybody's having a good start to the week this week. But BYU fans, we are back with another video. It has been, I think it's been about a week. So yeah, it's been somewhere around a week since I have posted a BYU video. I've been on vacation, been in New York for content on another channel that I do run, boxing channel. If anybody's into boxing, you can go check out the other channel. But anyway, we have another BYU video, and I'm pretty excited to get into this one because, yeah, it's a few weeks late, but BYU had a pretty good junior day, and I kind of want to come on here and talk about that. So, I believe, I could be wrong on this, but I believe that BYU hosted their junior day on the same week or the same weekend as BYU and Utah's basketball game. So that's very intriguing for the recruits. You know, a lot of these recruits that did visit BYU either got sent or did visit the BYU and Utah basketball game, which is always a crazy environment. And it just shows a little glimpse of what you will be able to experience on the football team at BYU, getting to face off in the Holy War against Utah. So I think being that you did hold the junior day on that weekend is very big for all the recruits that did get to visit, because you know that's immediately going to light a spark in them. Hey, I'm on BYU's campus. I was cheering for BYU against Utah in the basketball game, and hey, that's something that I want to be a part of. That's probably what they're thinking, and because you know it's a lot bigger in football. I'd say it's a lot bigger in football, and as BYU's team keeps progressing, it keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So I think in these next few years, it's going to be very big because you're going to have two contending teams again going at each other for the Holy War. And I think that's really awesome for one, the sport, and really two, the state of Utah, and really both schools. I mean, I'd say it's a very good thing for both schools, win or lose. So, yeah, that is one thing that I did want to point out about the junior day. But let's get into some of the recruits. So I'm not going to go too in depth. There are a lot of class of 2028 guys, so I have no info on those guys, but I'm still going to show them to you. I do have some info on the 2027 guys, which I'll run by. But these are the guys that BYU did bring in and host for Junior Day. There might still be some others that I missed, but this is kind of all that I've gathered. If there are some others, then let me know in the comments. I'll definitely do another video because I want to make sure everything's accurate. So the first one is Peyton Higginson. So this guy from Salem, Utah, he goes to Salem Hills High School. Three-star recruit, number 6 recruit in Utah by 247 Sports. And then you look at 247 Sports Composite, he's the number 8 recruit in Utah. And the number 55 athlete in the entire class. He's a true versatile athlete, plays both sides of the ball. At the receiver position, he totaled 90 catches, 1,235 receiving yards, and 17 touchdowns. Contributed heavily, I'm sorry, I can't talk, as a punt returner. A very good punt returner in high school. Played on defense as well. Like I said, played both sides. So he was a free safety on defense. He really has great size and athleticism. And BYU has him as a top target in the class. So this is a guy to definitely keep an eye on for BYU, because I do think that Peyton Higginson is one of the top targets coming out of Utah. And I think that BYU is going to be heavily involved, mainly because of his versatility. And you have seen high level production from him out or in high school. You know, he's a multi-sport athlete as well. He plays baseball. So a lot of times these multi-sport athletes end up being very good, because if you really just look at the track record for the multi-sport athletes, it's a very good track record. So that's something intriguing. It's very small, like a very small detail, but something that I really value in a lot of these guys. If you do see multi-sport athletes, a lot of the times those guys turn out to be very good in football, because you know you pick up different traits and capabilities from each sport, and they all kind of translate into each other in some way. So Peyton Higginson's definitely a guy that I would watch out for BYU. A lot of times you do see BYU target these athlete guys, because there's a lot of these athlete type players in the state of Utah. So that's definitely something that I keep an eye on. I really do think that BYU is very high on Higginson. I think there's some mutual interest there. So the next one is Titan DeJong. So Titan DeJong from Harriman, Utah, goes to Mountain Ridge High School. I think a lot of you guys do know of Mountain Ridge High School. He's the number 13 player in Utah ranked. He can line up at tight end. He can play linebacker. Contributed very well as a receiving tight end in high school. Had over 1,000 receiving yards, multiple touchdowns. Another guy with just crazy amounts of versatility, great size. I think that this is going to be another guy that BYU is going to heavily target. You know, I actually had a video that I was going to come out with some. if you guys did see the last BYU video that I did post, or one of the last BYU videos I did post, it was kind of some recruits to look out for in this next class. And it was part one. And then part two, I actually had Titan on there. So you'll be seeing that video within these next few days. I'm pretty sure I'm going to post it within these next few days. But yeah, Titan DeJong, definitely watch out for him as well, because it's another one I think there's some mutual interest there, and I think the BYU values these athletes very, very highly. If you could even look back at this recent class, you see they value the athlete position and that athlete label. These super versatile guys, they value them very highly because you just get a lot of flexibility with them, and you don't really know what these guys are until they really get on campus. You have some sample sizes with them coming out of high school, but once you get on campus and you have a guy that can play multiple positions, it just really creates more versatility and I'd say a higher ceiling for your team, or a higher floor for your team, I would say. So always like the athletes, and I definitely keep an eye on them. Giagione, Orem, Utah, goes to Orem High School. He's another guy, uses his athleticism to disrupt plays and pressure on the quarterback. He's an edge rusher, obviously. He's a three-star recruit, number 11 player on number 11 player out of Utah by 247 Sports Composite, number 9 player in Utah by 24/7 Sports. He was a team leader in sacks and quarterback pressures. Very good skill set, very good size, good motor, and has the ability to make plays in the backfield, which I think will be very big for BYU as well. You know, when you win the game in the trenches, that's huge. So if you could translate that over to college, you know, he still needs to put on some size if he's going to play edge rusher. I don't think 185 is really going to cut it in college, but you do see the strength and conditioning really pick up once these kids make the transition from high school to college. So that's nothing to really worry about. But he's going to be very quick off the edge, very quick off the edge, and it really makes him intriguing as a recruit for really the new scheme of BYU defense that you will see. Another very intriguing player that I was going to have in that video as well. Now, Malik Sika. Malik Sika, you could look, he's unranked. Let me just say, rankings don't matter. Rankings do not matter, and I think you could agree with this. He went to Saratoga Springs, Utah, from Saratoga Springs, Utah, went to Westlake High School. He holds an offer from San Diego State and BYU. He's a top target at Westlake on the offense, putting up big receiving numbers. He had multiple games with 100-plus receiving yards during the 2025 season. Last season, he actually had 68 catches, 1,219 yards, and 19 touchdowns. Big playability is there. Consistency is there. So, he has very good size to be an outside receiver that can maybe go up and go for some jump balls. He's pretty quick as well. You know, he sees time on defense as DB. I don't know if he will play DB because he is a bit big for DB. But then again, we've seen guys like Tariq Woolen. I know Tariq Woolen is bigger than 6'3", but I think he's more of a receiver. I could be wrong. You know, he contributes really in all kind of phases on the football field, giving him the athlete profile, which, like I said, BYU really loves these guys. And he's another guy who's a multi-sport athlete, plays basketball as well, so that's something super intriguing. Like I said, I really like the guys who can cross over sports. So Malik Sika, unranked, holds 2 offers. I expect BYU to be pretty high on here because as of right now, I mean, he's going to pick up some more offers. Obviously, you have a full year to play, and I expect him to pick up his 3rd star and stuff this season. I'd say pretty easily. Now, the next one is Lakipa Satuala. So, he holds an offer from San Diego State and BYU as well. He is the younger brother of BYU current safety Satuala. I know you guys probably know that already. This past season, 21 catches for 339 yards and an average of 12.6 yards per catch during his 2025 season. Also contributed on defense with 49 tackles and showcased that he can play on both sides of the ball. He has a family connection at BYU, so definitely keep an eye on that one. Pretty good size as well, 6'2", 180. Probably going to put on some pounds and muscle once he gets over to the college level. But this is another guy who I'd expect BYU to probably land. Like, if I'm being honest, I kind of expect him to be at BYU, being that he does have some family connections, and right now he only does hold 2 offers from San Diego State and BYU. I would assume that BYU has the upper hand there. But this is another guy who's definitely going to pick up some more offers this season. So we'll kind of see how his recruitment goes. But BYU did host him on a visit. So the next one, these are the 2028 guys. So I'm just going to kind of show you because I don't really have much info on these guys. I hadn't really watched tape yet, but we'll get to that and we'll break these guys down more on some later videos. But Toa Finga is one from Harriman, Utah. He's a 2028 guy. I'm not gonna try and pronounce his name. I'm sorry, I'm super bad with names. But goes to Hunter High School, Salt Lake City, Utah. Offensive tackle, good size. I'll have to dig into some tape. 3-star recruit right now. But a lot of these 2028 guys are either going to be unranked or 3-star recruits because they're so early in their high school career. Still, you'll see these really start to go up this year. Eli Mortensen from Lehigh, Utah. Went to Skyridge. I think a lot of you guys are pretty familiar with Skyridge. Again, don't pay attention to the rankings on the 2028 guys because, they don't really set rankings for many 2028 guys this early. You'll start to see those rankings come out within these next few months, though. Now, Major Stokes. Major Stokes is a guy who I do know he's going to be one of the top players coming out of Utah in this 2028 class, and he's going to be pretty heavily involved in recruitments. He's an edge rusher, and I do know that BYU is very heavy on him. He's a number 4 recruit in Utah right now for the class of 2028. Keep an eye on him. This is a guy that you're going to want to know about. He's going to get his 4th star. Might even earn his 5th star eventually. Definitely keep an eye on him. He's the number 15 edge in the entire class. He's going to have a pretty heavy recruitment. So, Samuel Chin Tauavoa. I butchered that. I'm sorry. But another guy from Salt Lake City. And if you look, his defensive lineman interior, obviously 6'3", 300 pounds. That's intriguing. That's very intriguing. Now, another one, he don't have a 2.7 sports, but that's Jackson Chadwick. Offensive tackle, 6'6", 320. So, very good size. Goes to American Fork High in Utah. Just another guy. Offensive lineman, can't ever go wrong with the offensive lineman. You can actually see here that he was at the junior day. So, hey. That's some of the guys that BYU did bring in for the junior day. So if you did enjoy this video, I'd greatly appreciate it if you did consider subscribing to the channel. As always, BYU fans, I forgot to mention it at the beginning of the video. I appreciate you guys for all the support. You guys show me massive amounts of support every single time I upload a BYU video. So hey, let's keep that going. I have some really cool stuff coming for you guys. Can't wait to show you. And yeah, we're going to have a lot more BYU content. Trust me, I'm not stopping. Not stopping at all. We're going to keep them coming. And we're going to start bringing some more out pretty soon. So stay tuned for those probably next week, later this week or next week. So yeah, stay tuned and hope you guys did enjoy. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.